let's start with the big news that happened over the weekend.
Students march on Washington and cities across the country against gun violence.
Parkland, Florida, New York, Washington, Minneapolis, among the more than 800 rallies taking place globally.
They're calling this the largest youth-led protest since the Vietnam War era.
The largest youth-led protest. Give it up for those kids. That was insane. That was amazing. I mean, did you see that? Look at all those kids. It's like a Roy Moore fantasy come to life. Just like so many. Like, there were so many kids that, like, the march looked like every single parent went out of town this weekend. Yeah, and then their kids threw the most productive house party ever. Now, it would be impressive enough if these kids just organized hundreds of thousands of people to march, but they also called those people to action.
Parkland survivor Emma Gonzalez silently demonstrating the amount of time it took the gunman to turn her world upside down.
Since the time that I came out here, it has been 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Among the young people center stage, the 9-year-old granddaughter of Dr. Martin Luther King.
My grandfather had a dream that his 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream that enough is enough.
Oh, that little girl is so adorable. She's so adorable, but it must be so stressful being a member of the King family because you can't just have normal dreams. It's like, hey, honey, how'd you sleep last night? Good. What did you dream about? Oh, I dreamt that I went to the supermarket naked. You go back and sleep. And you don't wake up until your dream inspires people. But props to that girl, man. She's definitely going places. Of course, given that she's MLK's granddaughter, the FBI is probably tapping her toy phone as we speak. Now, as always, not everyone is totally on board with this movement. And I'm talking about people like former Senator and 8 p.m. curfew in human form, Rick Santorum.
How about kids, instead of looking to someone else to solve their problem, do something about maybe taking CPR classes or trying to deal with situations that where there is a violent shooter that you
How
can
are they looking at other people?
I
would ask you, they took action.
Yeah, they took action to ask someone to pass a law. They didn't take action to say, how do I, as an individual, deal with this problem?
Yeah, according to former U.S. Senator Rick Santorum, citizens asking their lawmakers to make laws is just them passing the buck. Yeah. What kind of logic is that? Like, he would make one hell of a 911 operator. She's like, 911, what? There's an intruder in your house? Well, how about you try getting him out? Instead of asking the police to solve all of your crimes, okay? Next call. Hello, 911, what's that, a fire? Well, have you thought of CPR? I didn't think so. Please stay on the line for a quick survey. Thank you very much. Like, clearly people like Rick Santorum think that kids should be shot and not hurt. But we at The Daily Show disagree. So, we sent Desi Lydic down to D.C. to connect with the youth.
As The Daily Show's junior youth correspondent, I could certainly relate to the high school teens marching against gun violence. You could just feel the optimistic energy. These kids had a lot to say. Luckily, I spoke their language. Background checks. Fleek, fresh, or fam?
None of those apply completely. It's like not the correct use, I don't think, for background checks.
The NRA, whack, salty, or bay?
Is there a none of the above?
Would you rank my condescending your language as dank, lit, or lit AF?
Dank. Dank.
Teens are the only ones mobilizing this movement, not those, like, old adults. So, like, does it kind of make it uncool if they actually do listen? And then don't you think they'll also take credit for it?
It doesn't really matter who takes credit for it. It just matters that the change has to come.
I learned a lot, including how to dab. It was clear America's grown-ups had failed at enacting any change. We adults would have to count on the next generation to solve all the rest of our difficult problems.
All right, American high schoolers, you have started a conversation about guns that could actually move towards legislation. So, which one of you wants to take on North Korea? Perfect. Middle East conflict. Are you sure you can handle it? You're wearing a choker. Immigration reform. Yep. And U.S. tax code. Which one of you is the biggest nerd? Yeah, that seems right. Okay. Go work your teen magic on it. When you have all the answers, just slide it in my DMs.